Okay, so welcome to the Basic Business Introduction. My name is Melissa Sexton, and I'm so excited that you're here. I'm going to try to run through this information probably within about 15 minutes, hopefully. And then at the end, if you guys have questions, then please, you can ask whatever you want to ask. Okay, so here's my family. So the reason why I'm part of doTerra, it's not something that when I was a kid, I was like, oh, when I get older, I want to be a wellness advocate. It was nothing like that. What happened is my husband and I are in the military. We were stationed in Alaska for 5 years, 10 years ago, and I was diagnosed with cancer. I went through the surgery and there were complications. So what should have been a very simple fix, most people survive thyroid cancer and they just, take a pill for the rest of your life. And it's great because then your thyroid hormone is level, like it's not usually that big of a deal. However, wait, let me finish that thought. There was an error during surgery. And so because of that error, I have to take medication for the rest of my life and I have to take care of myself. I don't have a choice. I have what's called hypoparathyroidism. So my parathyroid hormone level is below range or below normal. So I have to take activated vitamin D every day. It took me years to get used to that. I had to set a timer on my phone. I couldn't be late. I can't survive without my medication. Like I will die a slow, horrible death, if for some reason I can't get it. So when things like what's going on in the world happens, it's very scary for me because I have to make sure that I have medication just like any other person who has medication that they have to survive. But besides all that, for those 5 years before I found doTerra, I was in survival mode. I'm very grateful for God's grace and some of the amazing things that did happen in my life at that time and some of the amazing people that came into my life, but I was not really well. I was barely holding on and I would have a lot of PTSD symptoms. I had a really hard time communicating. I had a lot of systems in my body that were not functioning in harmony anymore. And so I was very anxious because of the thyroid medicine that I was on. They had me on a very high dose, and there's a medical reason why they have to do that. But anyways, needless to say, like I'll keep it simple: digestive issues, nervous system, stress, anxiety, emotional distress from what I had been through. I don't feel like I was balanced at all. I feel like I was just kind of running in circles a lot. So I was praying and asking for help, and I knew that I didn't want to get on pharmaceuticals for emotional support. I didn't want to be on one prescription that led to another prescription that led to another prescription that led to another one. And so I was very adamant about keeping my weight down so I wouldn't have to keep going back to the doctor. I was very hard on myself because I didn't want to end up with more and more medical problems. So I had a very strict routine and all of that. Well, I was really hoping I could find something that could help because I had hope and I believe that there was more to life, and that there was healing and that there can be restoration in some kind of way. And so I was very lucky that I had my best friend in Hawaii was a personal assistant for Rochelle Brinkerhoff, which is our upline, she's a blue diamond in doTerra. She has her own story that at some point some of you guys might hear. But one thing I remember about her that was very life-changing for me was the time that she took to explain everything to me and her care and her concern and the education that she gave. Like I've known about essential oils in some other places, and I met a Young Living person one time. Not that it matters. I'm just saying, Rochelle was amazing in that she spent a lot of time. And the reason why is because doTerra trains or teaches the wellness advocates to focus on educating people and servicing people. Their main two missions in doTerra and the company is to create the highest quality product and to service people or to help people the most. So you can see that as you get to know the company and you get to know people, you'll see that kind of shine through. So anyways, 5 years ago, I started using the oils and had a lot of really amazing changes in my health. And, because I was going through so much, I could tell. And then as I would share it with people around me, they were like, well, I need this and I need that. And so they just kept buying stuff. And then I watched them change. And so for me to feel the change, for me to see the change in my family, and then to see the people around me in my community's lives change, and then their lives change, I was like, okay, I'm definitely going to do this as a business then, because somehow I have to be able to pay for this $200 to $400 worth of stuff that I want to order every month. So anyways, why we chose to be part of the business opportunity. One reason is I really wanted time with my family. I was working probably 60 to 80 hours a week before. Is it not? Hold on one second. Oh, it's okay. Yeah. Okay. I wanted to be home with my family again, so I wanted the flexible schedule. I enjoyed like my little coffee dates and appointments and stuff with friends. You know, using the oils and sharing with them. So I liked that. I liked that I could build as I go and that I could go at my own pace, that there wasn't like pressure or expectations on me, that I could ask for help when I needed it and get plugged into the right channels and things that I needed. I love the idea of residual income. Like if I share doTERRA with one person and they love the vitamins or an oil and they use it for the rest of their life, then I'm going to make a percentage on that, or our family's going to make a percentage on that every single time that person buys that product. So when I'm working with someone, I'm not looking at like just helping them that one time. I don't want to just sell a kit and then never see this person again. Like I want to be in my customers and clients' lives forever. Like I'm planning on servicing them forever. So I love the residual income aspect. Travel is very important to my family. My husband's very adventurous and we like to kind of go all over the place. So we try to build where we want a vacation, and then that way we get to work and see friends all in the same time. The wellness education network support, I mean, this alone, like there were some times that I was involved with the business in the beginning and I was absolutely on board with the business, but I just couldn't believe like how much I was getting out of it. The personal development, the accountability, the support, the challenge. Like I loved all of those different aspects of being in groups that were led by people that were pushing me, but also like being very careful with me too. I get paid to take good care of myself and family and tell others about it. Like this is so cool about doTERRA is that every oil that you learn how to use and that you're actually using, then you're going to know it and you're going to be able to explain it and like suggest it to other people. And so all you have to do is just be authentic and like use the product and then tell people about it, and then use the product and tell people about it. And that's pretty much doing the business. I love sharing oils with people and meeting one-to-one. I try to always keep my appointments fun, therapeutic, and educational. Those are my three like main things that I like to focus on with people. That way it's like girl time. Like, even when I'm working, I'm like, bye honey, I'm going to work. And it's just like a break. Okay, so I'm going to try to explain this really quick because I feel like I'm talking a lot, but hauling buckets versus building residual income. So hauling buckets means you only get paid when you're at work. So you have to go to work to earn, you know, so much money per hour or something like that. Residual income is, there's the story of this guy. He lived in a village. He used to go down to the river and fill up buckets, bring buckets of water back to the village. They would pay him money for his buckets of water, okay? And one day he was like, man, I'm gonna have to do this for the rest of my life. And if I wanna make more money, I'm gonna have to bring more buckets. I'm gonna have to work harder. So then he got this amazing bright idea, like, oh, well, instead of doing that, why don't every day I put like a little bit of time into building this pipeline? So I'm setting the pipeline up. And then one day he was able to turn on the pipeline and then the water would just flow into the village. So then he didn't have to work that hard anymore. So that's the concept of doTERRA and building residual income, or like building the business, is that as you live and go, like the people that you're around, just tell them about it. And then over time, like over 1 year or 5 years or 10 years, then you can look back and see like all those little bitty seeds that you planted and all those families or people that you helped. You're going to be able to receive like another stream of income from that. Okay, so why doTERRA and why now? It's the largest essential oil company in the world. doTERRA is doing things with healthcare that's like never been seen before. They're totally revolutionizing it. It's because of their intention and care for the product and for people. It's the most tested, most trusted in the world, oils in the market. Okay. It's used by doctors and hospitals worldwide. So yes, doTERRA is getting into the healthcare systems now. We're so grateful and so happy that so many people and doctors are learning about it. There's actually doctors that are using it, chiropractors, massage therapists. I went to a convention a couple years ago, and there's so many medical partners now that are partnering with doTERRA. Like, they have a specific meeting for healthcare professionals to go and just sit and learn so much stuff about oil. So still just kind of like getting out there. doTERRA is also building, I think there's 3, it's called Prime Meridian Holistic wellness centers in the United States now, where they've actually hired real medical doctors to come in. And so now they're going to be treating patients with medical, like traditional medicine, but also incorporating the oils along with the traditional medicine approach. Fantastic. If anyone wants more information about that, just send me a message in the chat or a Facebook message, and I'll pull that information up for you. It's ethically and sustainably sourced. They're always like thinking about long-term and like how it's affecting everyone in the process. It's such a beautiful company to work for. Works directly with the farmers. So yes, I mean, doTERRA like flies in these tiny planes. The founders will like go to these dangerous places and like meet village people and learn the language and like try to communicate with them and form these exclusive partnerships with them, just so that they can help those villages. And then of course, like, it just helps everyone in the process. It's fantastic. If you ever want to see any of that, you can go to YouTube and type in co-impact sourcing, and you can see some of the people that they've partnered with. They have the farmers and distillers actually like talk and share their stories. It's a global company and 120 plus markets open. The compensation plan is genius. It's different than a typical network marketing structure. And for anyone who's concerned about the network marketing model, it's actually perfect for doTERRA, because doTERRA had the choice of like putting the products in stores, but you don't want to do that because people are having such incredible emotional breakthroughs and things happening in their health that it wouldn't be a good idea for people to just go and buy the bottle off the shelf and not have someone to walk them through it, like to guide them and teach them how to use it. But also it wouldn't be good if they didn't have someone to call and be like, oh my gosh, this happened. Like, can I talk to you about it? You know what I mean? And then high retention rate of 65%, customer loyalty. People keep buying the product because they know that it works. Privately owned company. It's a debt-free company. Incredible ownership team. Yeah, debt-free with no outside funding. So, I mean, that's just the tip of the iceberg with doTERRA. If you dig in and do your research, you'll find so much cool stuff about this company. So questions you might have: how do I make money? How much time is involved? Could this work for me? And what is the next step? So this is how we make money. It's so simple. And one of the hard things about being part of doTERRA is that it's such a creative thing that we can like do all these different random things. There's so many different ways that you can go with it. But this Back to Basics program that we offer is so solid. It's written by the triple presidential diamond, Elise Sedevy. She just put this program out, and it's teaching us to go back to the basics of the simple habit of sampling, teaching, helping them get their own membership account so they can drive and own their membership, and then support them with continuing education. So kind of like what we're doing tonight. And that's it. And I think for people like me, I want to like overcomplicate it and make it complex and like think of all these different things that I have to do, but that's not what it's about. It's very, very simple system. Income potential is huge. I don't want to get into this too much because it's a lot, but it's as simple as becoming elite. Like our lowest rank that's on here is elite. And so if anyone wanted to hit elite, you would be making enough to basically pay for your orders. So doTERRA is known for like helping a lot of people get free healthcare. So if you have families or know people that are like, I love doTERRA and I wish I could be on a family wellness plan, but I just can't afford $200 a month or $300 a month. We can help people like that to grow a business big enough to be able to support their like natural health habits, basically, or healthcare plan, however you want to say it. But there's also this huge earning potential. So even people who have professional careers, if they want to, they can stop working and just do doTERRA full time. Although I'm not saying quit your job, like that needs to be definitely walked out. But yeah, so we can go over ranks later if anyone's interested. How much time is involved? I want my oils paid for 3 to 5 hours per week. So that's sharing with like maybe couple people a week. I want to supplement my income. That's more like 5 to 15 hours a week. I always tell people though with this, like, you have to kind of think of everything in thirds. So let's say you wanted to supplement your income, so 5 to 15, you got to break that down into 3 parts. A third of it is meeting with people or talking to people. A third of it is the office work and the behind the scenes stuff that you're doing on email, or, you know, record keeping and stuff like that, ordering stuff. And then the other third is self-care, because if anyone is like not taking care of themselves, it's going to show through when you're talking to people. And people are always going to be like, look at you as the example as a wellness advocate. Well, is that person healthy? Are they like kind and listening? You know, those kind of things. I want to replace my income as 15 to 30 hours a week. So just working the business like a full-time job. Could this work for me? Are you passionate about oils and health? Do you love people? Yeah. Can you follow a system and get things done? And this is huge right here. Like, just that we do have that back to basics program. So for anyone who wants to get in that, it's going to run again in September. But I have some steps that you guys can take until then if anybody wants to do it. What is the next step? Do you have a wholesale account? So just make sure that you have a wholesale account and that you set up your LRP at 100 PV. 100 PV is doTERRA requires that you have 100 PV order going through on a month that you want to receive a commission check. So when you get to the point that you are receiving commission, or you should be receiving commission, you want to kind of figure out what you want your wellness plan to look like so that you're ordering stuff for your whole family. So for you, you know, everyone, the kitchen product, or like the hand soap, the laundry soap, all those different things. That way you're not spending more money, but you're just replacing the stuff that has maybe more harmful chemicals and things like that in it. And then reach out for help. We will plug you into all the training and resources. We have a lot of training and a lot of things in systematized now. So definitely, like, if you ever feel unsatisfied with where you're at as a member, or, you know, if you want to do the business, just reach out to your person that's helping you, your mentor, and say like, I need more or I need less. And then we can help you figure out how to create a strategic plan that's working for you. And then start making your list and sample everyone. I love doTERRA because everyone is our market audience, like all ages, the elderly, little babies, pets. You do have to follow some certain guidelines with animals, people's gardens. Like, we're not limited like a skincare company or like a leggings company or something like that. You know, basically everyone is your target audience. This is Brittany. She's our upline. We don't have a lot of time, so I'm not going to read her story to you guys tonight. I'm just going to try to tell you like what I know about her. So she had horrible, horrible allergies, to the point that when she would go visit her, I think it was her mother-in-law or a family member's house, she couldn't participate in what was going on. And that's very similar to my story. I used to have horrible stomach aches that I would eat with my friends, and then I'd be on the couch like moaning and groaning because my stomach hurt so bad. Well, hers was allergies, so she'd be like sitting all, you know, on the floor, like hunched over, covering her face because her face was so swollen, she couldn't breathe, like. And it was becoming like a social issue, kind of, where she felt awkward about going over there because she would always have these reactions. But then her family was thinking that, you know, something was wrong more than just her allergies. Well, anyways, she had a family member someone that she knew that was in the military, that came from another country, and he had learned about lavender, lemon, and peppermint. And so he was like, hey, open your mouth. And so he dropped lavender, lemon, and peppermint under her tongue. And like immediately within the first, I think she said like a minute or something like that, she could breathe again. And so right away she was like, whatever that is, I want it. What did you just do, you know? And she had gone to school for to be, I think it's like a fitness, she went and got like a bachelor's degree in fitness education or something like that. So she was a school teacher and would teach PE at school. And now, like, she's been doing doTERRA I think for 4 years or so, and now she's a gold in doTERRA. And just from being consistent and sharing and teaching and doing events like this consistently, she's been able to replace her income, and now she's having her baby in June. And she's been really great at supporting us. She's totally there for us and always guiding us, you know, to what we need. So I love her. She's great. So yeah, that's pretty much it. Sorry if I rambled on. Does anybody have any questions?
Charlotte, you're muted.
Oh, am I open now?
Yes, you're good.
Okay. My questions, I think I need to write them out.
Okay.
This was great information, but from the very beginning, just being reminded of the benefits, but also of just how important it is taking care of ourselves. But yeah, you're absolutely right. The only thing keeping us from what we want is why we can't have it.
Yeah. Yep.
But at this time, I'll message you personally, and I appreciate the opportunity to sit in and to witness these two young ladies as they embark on this wonderful chapter in their lives and their career.
Yes. Thank you so much. So I'll talk to you this week
You're
sometime.
so
Okay.
welcome. Okay.
Thank you for
Charlotte.
joining us.
Bye bye.
Thank you.
Bye bye now. Bye bye.
Bye.
Bye bye.
Guess we're done, you guys.
Thanks.
All right.
Thank you.
All right.
Good
Thank
night.
you.
Okay.
Bye.